Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Danganronpa 2 Part 46. In the previous video, we began investigating Nagito's death. We've got a lot of clues that don't really mean anything to us just yet. We're about to open Monami's loot box to see what we can find out though, that we found inside Nagito's room. It might be a good idea to see what's inside.
Hold it.
Is it gonna be okay? It looks a little dangerous. Dangerous? It might be, but this could be some kind of clue, you know? If this wasn't important, Nagito wouldn't have stolen it from Monami in the first place. People steal stuff all the time for no real reason. Alright, I turned back towards the treasure box and cautiously opened the lid. Inside, there was a notebook. This is it? Why is a notebook inside this treasure box like it's something important? I took the notebook out of the treasure box and began leafing through it. Once again, nothing but porn. It contained sloppy drawings as if they were drawn by children and entries that look like chicken scratch. Sakuya, what's her name is, becomes everyone's tired of things happened. I was able to talk to everyone for the first time today. Or is that Sakura became... What was... Sayaka was her name. Yeah, I was like, who was the girl from the first game? The first murder lady? I was able to talk to everyone for the first time today. Monokuma showed up and things turned bad. What? I can't think of what word that's supposed to be. Because, I mean, there's no S. But Akuya became the something. Everyone's tired of things happened. Huh. Also, who's the person with green hair in the drawing supposed to be? Monokuma showed up and things turned bad. Day 2. Byakuya is... Oh, Byakuya became the leader. I was like, I couldn't think of what name that was. Like, I knew we knew Akuya. How could I forget our boy Byakuya? A lot of things happened today, so everyone's tired. What is this, a diary? Looks like it. Did Monami write these? Probably. These pictures and entries totally suit her. I kept flipping through the pages. Day 3, Day 4, Day 5, page after page of poorly written entries continued on in the notebook. I don't really understand, but it looks like there aren't any clues here. Alright, and right when I was about to give up, my hand suddenly stopped on an entry titled Day 16. We've been in the funhouse for 3 days. Everyone's hungry and on edge. Hajime tried to go to the final dead room. You're not supposed to know that. Hajime tried to go to the final dead room today. He's probably panicking because no one believes him. What do you mean no one believes us? Everyone believes us. Everyone loves Hajime, as I've repeatedly stated. No one hates him and wants him to go away. Huh?
Hey.
Hajime, did something happen? It's nothing. I mean, you were there, right? You're the one who stopped us, so you should remember.
Stop it!
Don't look at my notebook! Whoa! From out of nowhere, Monami suddenly appeared and took the notebook. I guess he meant no one believed that we weren't the traitor.
I won't forgive you!
I asked you to look for my treasure box, but I never said you were allowed to peek inside. You also never said we weren't allowed to peek inside, so go away. Jeez, that was close. If I'd come any later, he would have seen the inside of the notebook. Unfortunately, you were a little too late.
Huh?
But if this notebook is here, then Nagito was the thief?
No!
But betrayal! I was betrayed by my beloved student!
Hey.
Hey, that notebook, it's pretty much your diary, right? Diary? It seems that way. That's right, this is my important diary where all my maiden secrets are written.
Hey!
You're a liar. Oh, why you always show up out of nowhere?
Why you?
Monami, it's not good to lie, you know. Lie? There's no way you wrote in that notebook. You ain't got no hands. Monami can't even write. Huh? What are you saying? Jeez, I can write letters easily. I can finally write the letter B.
That's wrong!
No, you can't, because you have no fingers on your hands. See? Bullseye, I know, because I'm the same way too. But how do you write the Monokuma file?
What?
Fucking got you right there, didn't I? Are you mad? Are you angered that I exposed a weakling like you?
Hey!
And don't say he types it, because typing's harder than writing if you ain't got no hands or fingers. At least with like a pencil, you could like clap your two paws together and very crudely try and write. You're seriously trying to crush me.
What are you saying?
There's no way a big brother would ever crush his little sister. See ya. It looks like the time to settle things between us is getting closer every second. I don't know why you're getting so serious, but is what Monokuma said true? He said you didn't write in that notebook. Is that true? If so, who wrote in it? I mean, I would assume Nagi boy. Well, you know, it's, how should I put it?
Bye-bye.
See ya. Hold on! Damn it, she totally ran away again.
Yep.
Maybe we'll see Yoko. You know, with her being a child and everything. The same pattern as usual. Looks like it's a waste of time to try and get answers from her. But still, I really wanted to ask her about that notebook. Well, actually, it might be better that I didn't ask her. What does the actual clue say? It's a round, thin, aluminum paper. Like, I know what they mean, but once again, it's aluminum paper is not... It's like saying it's metal paper. It's either metal or it's paper. Okay, Monami can't write. I mean, I don't know if I would call what we saw in there writing. There are a lot of books and other mysterious items stuffed on this shelf. The genres and types of items are also random. I can't even make sense out of them whatsoever. It's like my Steam game library, dude. A shelf is a mirror that reflects a person's heart. Well, I ain't got no shelves, so... Do they now? I definitely don't know much. I don't know much about Nagito just by looking at it. So what should we do? It'd be really difficult to look through all these piles. Well, he likes horses, he likes porcelain, pottery, and books. That's all we need to know. That doesn't mean we should ignore it, though.
Yep.
I'll leave it to you then, Hajime. Wait, what? Wait, what? It's better if a boy goes through another boy's things. You know, there might be private stuff in there. My man's dead. Who cares? Well, that might be true, but...
See?
I'll leave this shelf to you. I mean, you're being a little weird. I think I just got persuaded to do this without realizing it. I sighed and walked towards the shelf. One by one, I started removing the various books and items and examining each one. But even as I examined them carefully, there were still a bunch of random books and items. There's no way there's any clue here. Ah, it's the book! It's just a collection of Byakuya's nudes. Well, that file wasn't the only one I received from Monokuma. This is another one. That seal! Indeed, it's the school badge of Hope's Peak Academy. Does that have information about our stolen memories? Unfortunately, I couldn't find any clues about that. This file doesn't contain our information, just Hajime's information. Nagito said this only contained information about me, but is that really true? No. If we look at this, it should be obvious, right? And he said I was from the reserve department and had no talent whatsoever. What if it's poison, dude? Don't open it. That might be another one of his lies, too. I opened the file I held in my hand to confirm that. And instantly I realized something was strange. If this really has only my information, then why is this file so thick? As soon as I opened it, it was clear to me, just as I thought, Nagito had lied to me. Aside from my information, there was information about the others, Kazuichi, Fuyuhiko, Akane, and Sonya, and everyone who died had pages of information about them too. The file contained information on all 16 of us. Only my information, my ass. I can't believe you'd make up such a strange lie. So that means the rest of it might be a lie too? I turned to the page containing my information and began reading through the content. World's Biggest Loser. The profile contained basic information such as my date of birth, my height and weight, and so forth. Thankfully, there was nothing about my other size, but there was one thing that specifically caught my eye. The words, Reserve Course Student. There was no denying it. It confirmed that I truly was a Reserve Course student from the Reserve Department. Why is this the only thing that isn't a lie? Why am I the only one who's here from the reserve department? Why am I here with all the other ultimates?
Hey.
Hajime, did something happen? Well, I just found a strange file. Isn't that the special prize Nagito received when he cleared the final dead room? As I recall, your student profile should be in there. It's not just my profile. The profiles of everyone on this island are here too. Nagito was lying.
Huh?
When you say everyone, do you mean everyone? Yeah, except you. Yeah, it just has basic information, but there should be profiles for all 16 of us. Can I take a look at that file? Chiake leaned against me and peered into the file.
You're right. My profile is really in here.
Yep.
But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any details.
Details?
Details about our missing memories. Information about the time we spent at Hope's Peak Academy. If it's not written in there, these profiles might have been written before we entered the academy.
Yeah?
Then it's impossible to obtain new clues from them.
Yeah, seems like it.
Still seems like a lot of pages for, like, you know, I mean, even if each person had 10 pages on them, that's like a 300-page book. At least. Hold on.
Huh?
What happened? I just noticed it right now, but...
The file. His name isn't in there, right? There's supposed to be 16 names worth of profiles, but his name is the only one missing, right?
I mean, I'm guessing they're talking about Nagito?
Who are you talking about?
Byakuya.
Oh,
I'm talking
Byakuya.
about Byakuya Togami.
Okay, well that would kind of make sense because he's not really part of our class, right?
Look carefully. No matter where I look, I don't see his name anywhere.
No way!
So what if a name isn't written in that file? Perhaps, based on that, you think he might be the traitor? Well, I mean, we're still not entirely sure if the traitor is actually like a bad person. No, it's just because his name's not written in there. That's not the only reason I think he's suspicious. He participated in this killing school life at Hope's Peak Academy, right? For someone like him to be in a similar situation on this island, no matter what, it's definitely suspicious. Well, it pains me to say this, but what you're saying about the missing name and about this killing school life, it's totally wrong. There's a completely different reason. A different reason?
You're getting all riled up!
How should I put this? You guys have been getting all worked up about that Byakuya for no reason. Which means the great mystery that you think surrounds that Byakuya doesn't exist. You're basing it on one person's cheap speculation. What do you mean?
What the heck?
You don't have to ask me that. You know the answer just by looking through these profiles, right? Huh? My eyes turned back to the file. One by one, I started flipping through the pages and confirming the names. Ultimate Imposter. And suddenly, I came across a page that was filled with question marks. Every section was filled with question marks. It could barely be considered a student profile. On that page, I was only able to confirm one thing. Ultimate Imposter? So I'm guessing it's not actually Byakuya? That's that Byakuya's true identity. True identity? He was a fake that was pretending to be the ultimate fluid prodigy of Byakuya Togami. Okay, I'm not really that surprised by that, but... A fake!
Hey,
The fact that his profile is filled with question marks isn't a mistake or an oversight. Unsurprisingly enough, that's the correct information regarding him. The ultimate imposter has no name, no permanent address, and even his age and gender is unknown. Basically, he doesn't exist. Because he doesn't exist, he's able to exist as anybody. That's his talent, though I'm not jealous of that at all. That person wasn't really Byakuya Togami?
Perhaps.
Is that why he was so much fatter compared to when he was involved in the killing school life? Nah, that was just to make me die of laughter in the first video.
so cool!
His physique doesn't affect his ability to fool others at all. Real imposters are skilled like that. And he was like, could he pretend to be Monami? Is that what they're gonna do? Is that he's actually just pretending to be a stuffed bear this entire time?
But still.
He couldn't have, I mean, granted, I think they've shown up in the same room at the same time, so I'm guessing that's not it. Why couldn't he help it?
Oh.
'Cause that was his talent. Huh? Well, having talent means you're also bound to that talent. The moment you obtain talent, your way of life has already been chosen for you. Well, I mean, not really. You can't do anything else except rely on that talent. I mean, plenty of people are talented at something and then never actually really pursue it. Regardless of whether you want that life or not. In that sense, compared to the other ultimates, your life might be a bit more liberating. What the hell?
Anyway,
I'm not happy that you guys fell for a scam that I had nothing to do with.
that's right.
I'll tell you straight up, this revelation about Byakuya is exactly the truth. But I mean, we can't believe you. Then, what was he trying to say to me at that time? I cannot talk to you about... Oh god, how does Byakuya do? I can't remember. I've lost it. I've lost his voice. It's disappeared into the ether. I cannot talk to others about my past. I suspect that my skeptical nature is partly to blame. Distrusting others and being distrusted in turn, for a long time my life has been a living hell. Something like that. Based on the context, if I had to guess...
No.
Maybe he was just complaining that he was cursed to wander the earth as nothing more than a fraud. But, if you guys had your school memories, you never would have been betrayed in the first place. I mean, it'd be different if you were meeting him for the first time. But since you guys went to Hope's Peak Academy, you should have already known about the ultimate imposter already. So in the end, it all leads back to memory loss.
Phew.
Geez, the Future Foundation sure is awful. There's no way you should ignore Monami or the traitor. Who is it? Who's the traitor? Just from looking at these 16 profiles, I still wouldn't know who's from the Future Foundation. Is there really someone like that?
Of course.
Well, obviously you wouldn't know. I made that file so you guys couldn't figure out.
Could it be?
So it's just as I thought. You're the one who did it.
Hey,
The fact that there are 16 profiles in there is what's wrong. I mean, the traitor is a spy sent by the Future Foundation, not a student from Hope's Peak Academy. So you made a fake profile for the traitor and included it in here?
correct.
It wouldn't be fun if you figured out who the traitor was so easily, right?
Hey.
Then we can't use this file to figure out who the traitor is. That was true for Nagito too, right? Well, probably. I don't know, I'm just not like all that hung up on the traitor thing, to be honest. It's dripping with despair, isn't it? You wasted your precious time on something that isn't even a clue.
Are you sure about this?
If it wasn't a clue, why was it added to my notebook then, Monokuma? Was that a wise decision? Time's up, you know. Time's up, wait.
Bye-bye.
Excuse me for a moment, I gotta get on TV. Ding dong bing bong, by the way. That chime just now.
What is most important for living things?
Blood, no. Brain, no. Heart, air,
Well, personally, I think time is.
Nah, wrong.
I mean, your bank account may go up and down, but time will inevitably run out, right?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, time as a concept will continue on regardless of a person's death.
That's why we gotta cherish time. There is nothing more wasteful than wasting time.
Which is why I'm talking so slow.
So, time's up. We will begin the last class trial.
Last class
so
trial?
Please gather at Monokuma Rock.
Is it really the last class trial, though?
I'll see you soon.
The last class trial? Wait, he said that right. He said last class trial.
Yep.
I heard it too. He really did say it was the last class trial. What do you think? Should we believe him? Monokuma seemed anxious about the Monokuma timer earlier, right? 2 more days? He said something about the killing school trip ending, right? Based on the time limit, this might definitely be the last one.
But still.
I can't imagine that's the real end. Huh? I think Monokuma's real plan might be just beyond that. His real plan? Is Monokuma still planning to make us do something? What could it be? Maybe after putting us through all this, he's planning to kill the remaining survivors all at once?
Well?
It's not a good idea to think about it too much, I think. I think we should focus on the class trial that's waiting for us first. You're right. A class trial for Nagito's murder. We're pretty screwed. I haven't collected my thoughts because we were so focused on this file. I still can't see who killed Nagito.
But still.
You don't have to worry so much, huh?
Right?
I mean, we're not fighting this alone, you know? You're right. You're absolutely right. We're not alone. Even if it's a mystery that can't be solved alone, as long as everyone cooperates and works together? Yeah, if we do that, things will turn out just fine. via the power of infinite retries. I don't have a theory, like, at all. I still think it's possible he killed himself. I don't know what the end game there is, though. Like, I mean, so let's go through what we know. The panels is what started the fire. The panels will set up ahead of time to hit the oil lighter, catch on fire, catch the curtain on fire. At that... at noon sharp... It cuts off in the middle of his palm. The back of his left hand has an unnatural blood stain that's only above the middle fingers of his joints. So, I mean, let's say, like, if you're holding something, your fingers would be facing outward, so they could get blood on them. So, I think we can make that he's maybe, like, holding the wire, suspending the spear above himself. He died at 12 sharp. I wonder if he would have been able to hear the fireworks. Like, maybe that was his signal to let the spear drop. But we still, like, I mean, I definitely feel like Nagito is capable of doing all this stuff to himself. The burned rope. We don't really know what the rope is for. Like, why is he tied up in the first place? Because I don't really buy him being tortured. Because why would you torture someone, like, if you're trying to get information out of them? Like, you wouldn't duct tape their mouth. And it said he was duct taped prior to all this starting. Or at least that's implied by the fact that there's no blood on the inside of his mouth. I mean, really, like, suicide's the main thing I can think of? But I just don't know why. Piece of blue paper. It's a round, thin piece of aluminum paper. Use the aluminum paper to... Like, you could wrap it... I mean, why would it be back in his room, though? So I don't know if it could really be used in the murder. Maybe you could put... I don't know. I feel like I'd have to stop and, like, actually, like, think about it for maybe, you know, 5 to 10 minutes to really come up with a good theory, but we'll go ahead and progress. Just due to the kind of awkwardish timing. I don't want to sit there for too long.
Damn right.
And think. Looks like everyone's here.
Huh?
Is this it? Shouldn't there be more people?
Damn it.
Stop it. You're making me depressed.
Stupid fool!
You're making me depressed.
So,
it's gonna happen again. The cruel conflict where we must doubt our friends? But once we're through with this, we can go back, right?
That's right!
That Monokuma bastard said so, didn't he? He said this is the last class trial.
Damn it.
We've been tricked every step of the way. There's no way I can believe that so easily, unless it's... What if it's... Is it, like, gonna be another trial that you're supposed to lose that, you know, they cheat, and there's no actual right answer?
Of course not!
Well, why can't you believe it? The guy who's making us do all this said it is the one saying it, you know?
You know, right?
That's why I'll definitely survive. Even if it involves killing Hajime. If we can go home after we deal with this class trial,
That's right!
I'll definitely find out who the killer is no matter what. Even though I have to pull out all the stops. Please don't take your pants off. What the fuck? Why are you here? You haven't realized it yet? That feeling of wanting to leave this island? Thinking like this is Monokuma's trap, you know?
huh?
What are you saying?
Got it?
There's no way Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse. Can he just convict you? Stop trying to jinx us.
Pick you up!
Damn right, stupid rabbits, you just shut up. Everyone, you must have run away from despair. Huh? I have finally realized after losing my powers, I've realized that cursing your powerlessness or your fate accomplishes nothing. Possibility may be small, but as long as there's a possibility, you must face it. in order to become someone who can be proud of yourself. So I will fight.
Huh?
What's her deal? I do not really know, but she seems different from before. Maybe she read a self-help book.
Wait.
Her eyes, she looks so determined.
You...
What, you can tell that just by looking at those button eyes?
Ah.
Anyway, make sure to turn off Mini Maru. It'd be annoying if you started talking during the trial. Fine.
But still.
I understand what Monami is saying, I think. Anyway, let's get going to the last class trial. Yep. You're right, we need to fight as much as we can, no matter what hopeless truth awaits us in the end. Roar! Oh, and Sonya's crushed instantly by the escalator. She forgot to move. This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. And I entered Monokuma Rock. I mean, I'm pretty sure this isn't the actual last class trial. Or at the very least, this isn't the final chapter.
Yeah.
This elevator ride, it'll be the last time for this too, right? I sure hope so.
Well?
Let's worry about things after we're finished.
You are right.
More importantly, we should focus on the class trial before us.
Damn it.
The killer managed to kill someone like Nagito? There's no way this is gonna go smoothly. I mean, I still can't believe one of us was able to do that. Nagito was problematic in many ways, but he was also a valuable asset during the trials. Yeah, you're right. In fact, during the Funhouse ordeal, we were completely dependent on him. But even if he's gone, the ones who survived need to stand and fight. We must fight. So, I mean, who do I think is, like, if we were to assume one of us is the killer? I feel like Sonya. Sonya's got big serial killer energy with her whole, like, you know, obsession over them. So I feel like Sonya has the capability to do that. Fuyuhiko, I don't really think Fuyuhiko could do it. Kazuichi, maybe, but probably not. Chiake, I mean, there could be a demon lurking in there, possibly. This bright light greeting us. Is that the light of hope? Or the light of despair?
Well now.
Now that Chatterbox Nagito is gone, there's only 6 of you left.
Shut the hell up!
Just fucking start this already.
Hey!
Hey, this is it, right? This is really the last class trial, right?
Yep.
Sure is. You gotta show some enthusiasm and make sure you give it your all.
All right!
Didn't I tell you? He said it. This is the end.
Now then.
Let's get this trial started.
Viva killing!
This is the last class trial. Let's show some enthusiasm and kill each other. This is the 5th class trial. According to Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. That curtain is about to rise. Nagito Komaeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. He came across as very sociable. But his true nature held such a demented thought process that was nothing like his outward appearance. Oh no, I forgot about slowly moving Nagito. He said he believed in hope more than anything else. He said he was yearning for a powerful hope that can overcome any despair. He said he would even help despair just to prove that hope will never lose to despair. He said he'd become a stepping stone for hope. His way of thinking was completely screwed up. But there were also times he saved us too. Someone like him was killed? That was the end of him. I have no idea at all who did it, but... like, maybe the duct tape was put on him beforehand so that he couldn't scream and make noise while he was stabbing himself, so that no one would be alerted to what was going on in there, or like, you know, his pain. Because I mean, even if you have the mental fortitude to stab yourself, you may not be able to resist the physical need to express that pain. That's why we absolutely have to find out. The person who finished off Nagito, the killer who murdered Nagito. In order to return from the despair alive, we needed to reach the truth. And if Monokuma says this is really the last class trial, that's all the more reason we need to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair, the last one, has begun. Yeah, let's save. Do we have like a couple new skills, right? From, oh yeah, we should have, can we buy anything in the handbook? Our, I mean, really, I think we've gotten like all the good skills at this point. Delay, influence gauge recovers, sure. That sounds fine. Give me reduces damage. Influence gauge recovers over time. Can we not? Am I bad at math? I'm bad at math. Okay. I was like, that doesn't fit. Is there anything we'd want to get rid of? What even is it? Destroy 2 bullets at once in panic time? Oh yeah, yeah. Also, we're gonna be spicy. Let's do it. Now, maybe shouldn't do this because
let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
didn't really do that good on the last class trial, but that was more just because I thought the prompts were kind of bad. It wasn't like the actual quick-timey event stuff wasn't a big deal. Let's begin with the, yeah, we know.
If you vote, I'll... Oh my, Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit?
What?
Chesto!
Monokuma punch. Monokuma kick.
One more time! Jeez! How about this one? This will be my final blow!
Someone has not been eating their Wheaties. They do not pack the punch that they should.
It's useless.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monami. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who is attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
Did I skip a line there? No, I didn't. Okay. It just seemed like there was an extra text box.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
I mean, maybe.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
I'm still, like, not even 100% sure there is a traitor in the first
Don't say
place.
something so stupid! There's no way in hell I'm the traitor!
I feel like if it's maybe, like, just Monami.
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito is here, right? Are they the same person? Or... Okay, torture wounds, Monokuma plushie, Monokuma panels. Oh god, there's a lot of stuff here, dude. Alrighty.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up.
Okay.
I'm
Didn't
telling you, they were torturing him.
torturing him. So, torture wounds. What else is there? What is Monokuma's account? Nagito... Monokuma knew the bombs were fake. He never revealed that to anyone. Okay.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
Tortured
So
Nagito.
that's why he was so beat up.
What were they trying to find out by torturing him?
Yeah.
Definitely the bomb's hiding place.
Hiding place?
If so, the suspect
I mean, we could agree.
is whoever found the bomb first.
Whoever found the bomb first. I mean, the original bomb would have been found by Sonya. Monami was peeking the whole time. Is Monami just the imposter? Is that what we're going for here? Okay, is Sonya's account on here?
That was Fuyuhiko.
No.
I found it by coincidence.
Coincidence?
There's no way I'd torture someone.
None of these are really sticking out to me. Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? Were the wounds really caused by torture in the first place?
Killer didn't take
Okay.
Nagito's mouth to shut him up.
So let's look at survival knife. Okay, the wounds on the legs and left arm.
I'm telling you, they were.
Torture wounds. Prevented from moving, his thighs were covered with lots of stab wounds. So, I mean, it's something to do with, like, the knife or the torture wounds. Duct tape. Let's look at duct tape. His mouth was covered with duct tape. However, the blood that was splattered onto his face wasn't under the duct tape. So, I mean, I kind of could see the angle where duct tape disproves it.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Because it's like if they're torturing him, you wouldn't, you know, you'd want him to be able to talk.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything. If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared.
Oh no. Sir. Don't waste more of my time, Kazuichi.
I just realized it. It's a trap.
It's a trap?
Trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
You're just saying that because you've heard other people say that before. You have no clue what you're talking about, do you, Kazuichi? Stupid. Okay, I mean, they're coming out hard and fast, at least. Rope, knife, spear, torture wounds. Okay. Okay, remember,
Like
we
you
do
said,
okay, we don't have
Nagito's
limited
mouth
cuts,
was
really.
Obviously assume he couldn't talk, but that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Okay, we've
But if you tape his
advanced.
mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Yeah.
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location.
Bomb's location.
Then, after they killed him,
After they killed him. Probably after they killed him.
duct-taped his mouth shut.
No. They couldn't have duct taped his mouth shut after they killed him. Because of the blood stains on his face. Like, they're not... I don't even know what options we have.
That was close, you guys.
Burned rope, torture wounds.
Thanks to me, you guys didn't get...
Burned rope, maybe? Burned rope, torture wounds. Survival knife. They taped Nagito's mouth shut after getting information from him. That sounds reasonable. That clearly contradicts the truth. Okay, if he had listened to me until the very end, I wouldn't have to go through the trouble
Pay
of repeating
attention.
myself.
This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
No. It's something to do with kill, I think.
Crap!
Because we know that he was killed when no one... Like, he was killed
Pay
after,
attention.
when no one
This
was
is how
there.
it went.
I just can't, like, I wish I could just see what the options are, like, while it's paused. Instead of, like, having to try and do it. Is Spear of Gungar one?
First,
Yeah,
the
let's
killer
try this.
tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Okay. Not that. Because what I'm trying to get at is that he was not killed immediately. He was, like, left there to lay there for a while.
Crap!
Okay. Won't be able to cut
Pay
through it.
attention. This is how it went down.
And
First,
Monokuma
the killer tortured
plushie.
Nagito.
And what does Monokuma plushie say? Plushie. That doesn't seem that relevant. I feel like it's something to do with
And
the
got
spear.
information about the bomb's location.
Bomb's location. None of these really seem
Then,
to...
after they killed him, they duct-taped his mouth shut.
That one didn't make any sense. I just think I feel like it's
Pay
the
attention.
spear. Torture wounds. Prevented from moving. Burned rope. Honestly, I really don't know. This is kind of a hard one.
First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location.
Bomb's location.
Then,
I did not
after
mean
they
to
killed him.
After they killed him. I did not mean to do that. I was trying to switch prompts with the D-pad for some
Like
reason.
you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
But if you tape
Wait.
his mouth shut,
Actually, let's see if we can advance past
how is he
this point.
supposed to answer anything?
It's possible that there's a third
Pay
phase that has the
attention.
real
This is
answer.
First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about. Then, after they killed him.
Oh yeah, you can't hit him.
Damn it!
That's me
Like
forgetting.
you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk. But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Yeah, I don't think
But
you
if
can go
tape
to a
his mouth
third.
shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is first, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location.
Bomb's location.
Then, after they killed him,
After they killed him,
they duct taped his mouth shut.
duct tape his mouth shut.
Whew, that was close, you guys. Thanks to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap.
Yeah, there's no third phase. That clearly contradicts the, but like none
Pay
of these
attention.
have to.
This is how it went down.
Does torture wounds mention his face? No. Well, wait, duct
First,
tape's on
the killer
here.
tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him,
It's
they
not
duct
really
taped
just
his
duct
mouth
tape
shut.
twice, is it? No.
Crap!
pay attention.
I mean, like,
This
I
is
don't
how
think
it
this
went
prompt
down.
is bad. I think I just don't
First,
know
the
what they
killer
want.
tortured Nagito and got information
Like,
about
this
the
is on
bomb's
me. Like, after they killed him. Like, I mean, I gotta see the flaw. Like, the flaw in my mind is that Nagito was killed when the killer was no longer there. So, I mean, we know the spear is how he died. But, like, none of this... Like, I don't know how we get at the fact that the spear was dropped after the killer had left.
Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut.
We tried Spear of Gun
Whew,
Gear.
that was close, you guys. Thanks to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap.
Okay, I think it's gonna be the third one.
Damn it!
I thought there was another prompt. I got the.
Like
I
you
missed the
said,
first prompt.
Nagito's mouth was. You obviously assumed he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Okay,
But if you tape his mouth shut,
I'm pretty sure it's
how is he
Spear.
supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location.
And then we tried
Then,
this.
after they killed him,
We'll try this.
they duct taped his mouth shut.
Still no.
Crap!
We'll pause until I figure this out.
It cut through those words!
It was. I thought we did that combination. It was duct tape on the second
No.
prompt.
There's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
I thought I tried that one. Did I do it on the third prompt? I maybe did it on the third prompt. Because like because I think one of the first things I said was that duct tape, like there would be, you wouldn't have, like there's still blood on his face, right? So there would have been blood around his mouth if you put the duct tape on top of it after he had been stabbed. But I think I just messed up the prompts. I'll take blame for that.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something?
It's because Hajime is right most of the time. Are you in elementary school or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds, which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
Well, thankfully, it only took a
And the
couple
duct
more
tape had a
attempts
lot of
after
crinkles
I
around his
paused.
mouth.
So we did not have to use our retry already, which would have been pretty bad on the second prompt.
He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so we wouldn't be able to scream.
Yeah?
Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
But weren't you the one that first suggested torture?
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
Well, I mean, Akane, you did have that time when you were about to kill Nagito and you said you didn't feel like yourself, so, you maybe don't want to mention anything about going psycho. It kind of incriminates you.
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
Yeah, true.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
Yeah, I don't quite think it's that.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
I still feel like there's something to do with the fire grenades. What is it? Is that even a clue? They're not even a clue. Was the poison in the fire grenades? Is there enough? Because the fire grenades felt mega sus to me. The fact that they're just like, oh, they're red bottles in where the fire grenades are supposed to be. They weren't effective. All the other fire supplies were removed so that you would be forced to use the fire grenades. So in that case, if it was the poison that actually killed him, then wouldn't that make everyone the killer? Piece of blue paper. It's heavier than air. It breaks down in minutes. Susceptible to hydrolysis. I mean, the bottle sizes don't really add up, but... I don't know. I mean, I guess he could have maybe just put a little bit of poison in each grenade.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect.
It's not really the way I would phrase it.
Alrighty then. Let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Kazuichi, quit being so frickin' weird, dude. It's
Damn
like...
right it is.
It's like if you just weren't such a weirdo, like if you weren't so frickin' horny all the time, you would be like a contender for the #1 spot. Even with your whole weird, I hate Hajime shtick for a while. They're right, we need to clear that up first. The reason for the fire. Okay, something to do with panels or oil lighter, I would bet.
The direct cause of the fire was... the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
Possibly.
The killer used some kind of setup.
Some kind of setup.
And lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Should we, oh yeah, we should heal ourselves, dude.
Did they
That's
use
like
the
infinite
oil as
healing.
an improvised fuse?
Oil as a fuse.
They probably just threw the lighter.
Through the light. No, that's an agree. I was trying to disagree. Yeah.
Crap!
The direct cause
Dude,
of
it's
the
like
fire
infinite healing,
was-
man.
The oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some and lit the curtain on fire.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
Improvised
They
fuse.
probably just threw the lighter.
Through the lighter. Give me a little bit of
Based
that
on the
heal.
shape of that oil lighter,
I'm just healing.
it
Don't
can
mind
stand
me.
upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Yeah, can I agree with that?
Some way?
Please make your text blue so I can blast it.
Maybe they used invisible thread.
Invisible thread? I kind of agree with that. I mean, I know thread is not the right, but like the idea of it being like, hey, here's the... Like it's a line to connect to the oil. Kind of made sense.
The direct cause of the fire, the oil lighter found at
The killer used some and lit the curtain on
Some kind of
I thought that was the last
They
prompt.
probably just based on the shape. It can stand up.
If they tipped over,
I should just like let it play out all the way.
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Wait, sound waves? God, I just see tip it over and I'm like, go for it, dude.
Crap!
God, just wait till the very end.
The
Gosh.
direct cause of the oil lighter found at
The killer used some kind of setup.
Oh,
Lit
don't
the
mind
curtain
me.
on
I'm just
Some
healing.
kind of setup?
I'm just healing over here.
Did they use the oil?
They probably just based on the shape.
Just
of
wait
it can
until
stand
the
up.
absolute last
It
prompt.
could have ignited.
Some way.
I guess it's
Maybe
just
they
there's
used
so many
invisible
prompts
thread.
that I keep thinking we're gonna be at the last
There
one,
should
but
have
the
been a
bar
way to tip
barely
it over
moves
with
us.
sound waves.
or perhaps opening the door caused.
Opening the door, finally.
I agree with that.
Should have just waited until the last prompt. We could have been done by now.
I
Yeah,
also
that's
agree
one
that
of the things.
opening
You
the
get
door is what
impatient when you're
started the fire.
recording because you're like, I just want to keep things moving along.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
What?
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
Yeah?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
Yeah?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels.
You know, throw them bones and all that?
So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second.
Okay, so I'm guessing that red dot is supposed to be where the other rope was tied to? But that's nowhere near the fire.
And from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
Oh, the music. The music is to drown out any potential sounds that Nagito is making. That's probably it. I was just kind of like, I saw the music on the art, and I was like, what is that for? Yeah, it's definitely to drown out any noise Nagito can make.
That's probably why
Which
they turned off the lights in the warehouse.
Does
so
make
we
it
wouldn't
seem
notice them.
more like it's not a, like it's not suicide. But like, really, honestly, I feel like because we're at the point in the game where I feel like they're going to start kind of breaking the rules. And also, I feel like if they kill off another character, like only having 5 for the last chapter is going to be a little lame. I feel like it's Monami did it,
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
but I mean, I guess we could convict Monami maybe.
And one more thing.
Because for all we know, like,
There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
I mean, I guess it's also possible that Monami is the imposter this entire time. Like, maybe they originally, like, maybe there's 2 Monamis, like, there was originally a Monami, like, at the start, when, because I mean, I'm pretty sure Byakuya and Monami have shown up on screen at the same time in the beginning of the game, but maybe after Byakuya died, with air quotes, they somehow got rid of Monami and replaced them? The killer did that other thing to hide the domino effect. Other thing to hide the domino effect. What? What's the question? The killer did one other thing that no. Can I? I'm kind of zoned out during the conversation a little bit because I was busy talking about the Monami thing. To hide the domino effect. The sprinklers. Is that is the burned rope?
Crap!
That's not it. I don't know. It was something related to fire. Did one other thing. See, this is why you should never zone out. Blood on the girder. Oil lighter?
Crap!
Okay. I thought that seemed a little too obvious. The music?
I see!
Really? Really? It was the music?
You're talking about the MP3 player, right?
What was the actual line before this? Okay, they turned off the lights so they wouldn't notice them, was to hide the domino effect. Oh, okay, and the music was also to be a distraction. I still feel like it also serves the purpose of because, I mean, you can still make noise when you're duct taped up, you know? Granted, Nagito would have been dead by the time they got there, but...
That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
Or I think he would have died. I think he died probably like as soon as... I can't really remember the time frame. Because the bombs, they went off at 12, so there was about like a 5 to 10 minute gap before they came here. So Nagito would have died as soon as the bombs went off. So whatever like the jury rig set up with the spear went off. So he would have already been dead by then, so I guess you don't need to drown out any noise he's making. Loud a hymnal blared throughout the warehouse at full volume. Hey, you guys hear something? Yeah, it's really damn loud. Is Nagito like listening to this depressing crap? I'm not talking about the music. As if on cue, it suddenly started.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
Oh.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
It's fine, I'll open it slowly. That's not the problem. Seriously, it'll be fine. With those words, Akane brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Something blocking the door, I can barely open it. That's a trap, just step on it, I'll be fine. Gotta use a little more force. What happened to open it slowly? Akane ignored her protest with a mighty kick, the door flew open. Bam!
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter.
I mean, I do have to kind of doubt whether or not a tiny panel would be able to block the door in any capacity whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire.
I mean, I guess maybe you could, if you like jammed it at an angle, but then it wouldn't tip over, right?
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Or I guess you could have one, like, jammed in at an angle, so that then you would have to open it with more force, and then you would tip over the others. I guess that makes sense.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
That door was the only entrance to the warehouse. Let's see, so the problem's talking about the killer couldn't have left?
I see!
Actually, it's we couldn't take any merch.
If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
Yep.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
Well, huh?
You don't mean...
But if that's true, this murder...
Hajime? What do you mean?
Are they gonna pursue the suicide angle as well? The person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse. There's only one person who could have done that. I mean... I'm guessing... They mean not. Can I select Monami? Is that what we're going for?
This is my answer.
What if it was Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
I'm still not entirely convinced it's a suicide. I know I brought up that angle a lot previously, but there's a few things that don't quite coincide with it being a suicide.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Heavy maybe. I mean, it's definitely possible. I won't dismiss it out of hand. Even because, I mean, I was the one who, like, I brought up suicide very early on.
Are you saying this was a suicide? be stupid.
They're bringing
His
this up
body was
way
covered
too
in
early.
torture wounds. Or did you already forget?
Like, if they were bringing this up, like, an hour into the case, I might be a little bit more convinced. But we're still firmly in the we're coming up with shit to fill time part of the trial.
Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
Granted, I will say, this so far seems to be pretty good as compared to the previous class trials. Like, the first few prompts have actually not felt like they were just time wasting.
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
Because I think this is a very valid line of reasoning that's worth exploring.
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Would it?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I guess. Well, no, not really. Well, I guess all your arms would be pretty hard. Yeah, because you could probably do, like, one arm. Well, I mean, technically that one arm, we don't necessarily know that it was tied up. It could have just been done to make it seem like he was tied up. Because, I mean, you could definitely, like, tie the rope around the 3 pillars, tie one arm up, tie both your legs, you would still have one arm free. Now, tying that would be hard, but we don't necessarily know that it was actually tied up.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
He could have burnt the rope beforehand and then just had it dangling around his wrist to make it kind of create the illusion that he was tied up 4 ways.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Like he said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be something to do with burned rope. Which is an option.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs.
Tie up your own arms and legs.
That's obviously impossible.
That's what you think.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but
I feel like I
tying
blasted
both
that thing
arms would
8
be
times
impossible.
and nothing happened.
You couldn't
Tying
do much
both
with the free
arms.
arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
By yourself.
How about if you use your teeth?
Use your teeth.
Or if you use your front tail?
Front tail.
Dirty
Take
joke!
off.
Is that a dirty joke?
Okay. Should have tied himself up too.
To actually
Tie up your own arms and legs. Because there's a line that says something about... We're gonna try this just real quick. Okay, it's just that simple.
No, that's wrong.
I was thinking maybe it was gonna be something more
Hold on a
complicated.
sec. Isn't that premise
With like
flawed?
we needed to copy an answer or something.
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms.
Okay, at least we kind of recovered a little bit from messing up so bad on the Kazuichi prompt. I mean, that was just like I had the right idea, but I think I just got confused during everything that was going on and thought I did one of the selections already when I hadn't.
The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that.
But obviously it wasn't. I mean, just because, especially like when they showed that drawing where you can see how far away his body is from the fire. Because I mean, they bring up the thing about how his sleeve isn't torched. But I mean, he's just so far away from the fire, there's no way it could have actually touched the rope.
But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
The proof is his sleeve.
I see.
Take a close look at his right sleeve.
Also, I think we're going to stop here. We're a little bit over an hour, and I need to get some water, so that's a pretty good stopping point for me. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye, guys.